the government's role. Someone has to ensure to the people of the nation that they are going to take care of their health. That someone, the someone who stands for us is none other than government. The government has to take the responsibility and to ensure that every individual gets the proper health care and treatment. But in actual reality, if you see, the private sectors are more interested to spread their hospitals rather than the public sectors. The private sectors are expanding because they can acquire more and more profit. And if you think out to the actual scenario, for example, if you do a campaigning which is against the anti-malaria campaign or anti-cholera or anti-typhoid campaigns, why would a private company be interested in that where they are not going to get any kind of profit here? So it is an initiative of the public, and the private does not care much interest towards the interest of the public but only towards the profits. But moving on to the interest of the government, they initiate the schools, the colleges and most of the private managements which are in the concern of the public, do the campaigns and ensure the people that what are the basic requirements that they have to meet in order to be healthy, fit and fine. And India is one of the such nations where the people have to spend most of the money from their pockets, and Indian government does not pay much to the people's healthcare policies. At the same time, it is the basic reason why most of the people get into trapped of the money lenders, where they need to pay more amount of money, or sometimes they need to lose their properties as they are able to fail the needs of the or pay the interest back at which is a very high rate of interest. So what is the nutritional level of our state? How is the nutritional level of the people in our nation? Whether is it sufficient or below than the required level? So moving on to the nutritional levels or status of nutritional levels in our state Andhra Pradesh. Let us see here the adequate food. In order to ensure or say that these people are healthy, fit and fine, the first major requirement what we have is to provide them the sufficient amount of food for them. When we are sure that we are getting sufficient amount of food, then the next major thing is that safe drinking water. This also drags the people's life into danger. So they need to get the safe drinking water facility for them. And then moving on to the people who are undernourished. See, we don't say the people don't get the food, but the people don't get the sufficient amount of food which is required for them. Yes, they do get the food, but not to the full extent which is required for their body levels. We all need certain amount of fats to be in our human body to do certain kind of activities and to have an energy levels high in our day-to-day activities. And moving on to the situation that even though we have the enough stocks and piles of grains and everything, we are not able to fill the foods or stomachs of the people with the required sufficient amount of food which is needed for them. And we also came to the light, but the actual reality is that according to 2007, the development report submitted by the UN, most of the people also have to be ensured that they have the one basic human right is that sufficient amount of food and the right to life according to the constitutional situations. So this right to life ensures that every person can live in an equal manner at any point of time, provided for him a good condition to live. At the same time, he also has to be ensured that he can be in a capable position to have a sufficient amount of food which makes him to be fit, fine and healthy. So these all things are required for us. And as per the reports of UN, out of every 2 people who die, 1 person is dying because of the malnutrition. And coming on to the conditions of existence in AP, we have the situations where 33% of the children who are less than 5 years of age fall or dead because of the malnutritional levels or low nutritional values present for them. And we have 31% of women suffering with the undernutritional complaints, and 25% of men fall in this category. So the government has to try and ensure and make sure that in order to have a healthy, fit and fine society or a nation or a state, they have to be getting accessibility to the sufficient amount of food which makes them to be fit and fine. Yes, they do get food, but the food should be sufficient for them to maintain their nutritional values. Then only a person can be fit and fine. A person who is fit and fine provides him huge immune energy, less access to fall into the illness and lead a healthy and energetic life. So let us pray that all people in the state may get access to a healthy and nutritious food, and make them to be feel fit, fine, and energetic to lead a happy and pleasant life without falling into illnesses.